everybody. Welcome back to some Kerbal Space Program. The game might be a little bit quiet at the minute, actually. You just crank that up a bit. I might have to turn that back down again immediately, though, having thought about it. As soon as, you know, I launch a rocket or anything. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's go back to the unnamed space station agency. Because I didn't type a name in and double-clicked go too fast. I need to have a think about what in God's name I'm doing. Are these all 300? Yeah, so I need 90 science to be able to buy anything new. I've got an orbital station around the moon, okay. Stuff on Minmus, satellites on Minmus, and then explore things. And I've got years and years and years to do these, so that's good. But I think I'm going to do... I'm going to turn the game down again now. It's already too loud. The issue was my headphones, but that's not the point, actually. I'm going to do the station first. So it needs to have a viewing cupola, an antenna, a docking port can generate power and can support 5 Kerbals. And then just be in orbit of the moon. That should be pretty doable. Should be pretty doable, I'd like to think. What counts as a viewing cupola? Like, does this have one? You'd assume, right? Yeah? I would assume that. How many Kerbals can fit in it, though? 1. Okay. So I'm going to need 2 more. I mean, does this... I've lost it now. Go away. Does this have a cupola? I don't quite know. Like, I assume it means have a window. But I'm not sure. Let's run that. Because, like, this, for definite, has a cupola. For sure. Then we need to fit on 2 more Kerbals. No. We need 5. That can... Oh, it's got crew capacity... Oh, that's perfect. Crew capacity of 4. Wonderful. Then, let's have the science module that I will probably not use, but I own it, so I'm going to put it on. Everything looking hunky-dory so far. Then what we're going to need is a docking port and can generate power. Okay, so I want to do something with robotics here. No, it's a space station. Hey, Zanon. If this was a satellite, this would be a very big satellite. Thank you very much for the host. Yeah, it's a station. I think I want to use these. And you'll see why. I just need to think about how best. So what I would like, ideally, is like if the station had a full tank of that fuel, that'd be awesome. But I think that's probably a bit optimistic. So I won't do that. 1400 is probably enough. Yeah, probably. Then I want to put the docking ports on it, but in such a way that they'll fit in a fairing. So let's have a fuck about. Oh, I think that's literally exactly what I want, what I need. If this works the way I think it does. Can I? Oh, I want to. How do I shut you? Okay, that's still wrong. Hey, Bazero. It might need a robotics control panel. Okay. Power will consume ATCs based on motor size limit. 360 funds with no motor, 760 funds with maximum size motor. Changes if motor size is changed. Okay, so I think it's possible that it just didn't have a motor. I need to think about how this is going to work. When that's folded in, it needs to go straight down. I'm not sure this will work the way I think it will. No, hold on. No, I think I'm stupid. How can I? Basically, I'll show you what I'm trying to get it to do. I'll just use a fuel tank. Actually, I'll use girders because they'll do. Where are you? We're structural. So basically, what? Oh, they're also fucking small. You won't be able to see a damn thing. So basically, I want the thing, the docking ports, to be folded out like this. But this here to be pointing down like that most of the time, and then rotate up, which I don't think I can do with the angle I've got it on the ship. I'm not calling the ship Steve. All my ships have pretentious names. Most of them, apart from the Ono and the Sky Puncher. So if I wanted to start down and then fold out, I'm like picturing it. It needs to be, yeah, right. The way I'm trying to do it won't work, but it will if I do this. And that will probably still fit inside the fairing. Right, that's too big now. Yeah? Then motorized. Yeah. Yes. How do I actually get you to do anything now? Okay, well, I mean, I can do it manually. And then I'm just going to slap some of these bad boys on. Perfect. Oh, hang on. No. Is it alt-click? Yeah. And then right on the end of that, where are you? Coupling. So that then, no, bad. If I go to this and go, there we go. That's what I want. That's what I want. Hey, wowsies. Good to see ya. How far did you get in Felseal after I went to bed last night? I mean, that looks ridiculous, but it will suffice. So let's yank that bad boy back in. Now I need to decide what I do with the bottom of the ship, because that's a fuel tank and I need more room. And I haven't put any power or anything on it yet. So That will function, but that comes off for now. Let's give it some monoprop. That's too much monoprop, but whatever, it will do. It can now technically wave at passing ships if it really wants. Ooh, that looks... Actually, hold on. The fuel's going to have to go on the bottom. Because that's where I'm going to put the engines. Do I have one of those weird stacker... I sort of have what I want. That'll do. And I guess I can put nuclear engines or something on it. And then as long as it makes it to orbit, it's perfectly fine. So, these bad boys need to go probably about there. How much is this costing me so far? 18k, that's not too bad. Then, I think... Where's coupling gone? I'll put on, like... 2 of the mini ones. In case I put, like... I don't know, in case I fly like a little drone up to it. I mean, it's funny, because, like, the way you've described it is, like, quite kind of vague, but I know exactly which bit you mean. I love Reiner. This needs to be able to make its own power now. In fact, it actually currently does none of that, so let's fix that. Ooh, hold on, shit. Do I have a really big service bay? Perfect. So if I just open that, I can put in batteries. No, I want... That'll do. 4 batteries. And then... I don't think it needs anything else. I mean, I might give it radiators just because I can. Yeah. Is that a deployable radiator? Yeah. So I guess I'll put 2 deployable radiators there. And 2 deployable, 4 deployable. And hopefully they don't, like, actually extend that. Yeah, that's fine. They shouldn't touch each other. So that should be okay. Then on the inside, I still need antennas. So we'll go with a... I could put 4 antennas on top, but I won't do that. Because it actually might sulk at me. Let's give it 1 little dinky one on the back. There. Actually, move down so I can see what I'm doing. Then I need to do... I mean, I guess actually I don't really need to do another one, but... I feel like I should. Have a massive satellite dish. Alright, so that's going to clip no matter where I put it, so not that one. And I guess that one. And then this currently asymmetrical monster will now be a functioning space station. Once I've put on the rest of the command parts. So I'm going to need these. I don't want to put them down the middle of the... Yeah, I don't want to put them there because they're in the middle of the... Oh, I've got to. I've got to. I mean, I guess the alternative is I could take off those bits, spin them and put them back on. But, no, actually, I won't do that because that will fuck with the nav ball. Where's science? Right, so technically, this doesn't need any of this shit, but I'm going to give it to it anyway. I don't know what the scanning arm does. Well, I mean, that scans... That's useless. They don't have that. I feel like that would be useful if it was on the ground. So in there we'll have an accelerometer. Actually, this is going to be pretty state of the art. 4 seismometers. 4 barometers. 4 thermometers. And 4 mystery goo on the ceiling. No, I'm not putting that in there. It won't fit. Oh. Alright, oh, perfect. And then, actually, let me just set that to 1 times, just in case it was being screwy. And a storage unit in the middle. Right, close that. Right, I think this abhorrent monster is nearly ready. For me to build the rest of the rocket underneath it anyway. Command and control, I still need to put these on. Actually, this helps because I can move those up now. Symmetry mode is what? There. So I've got that on. I don't think I need the small reaction wheel. Mostly because I've got nowhere to put it. Unless we are sneaky. Like a glove? And I think that's all this needs. Everything else would be, doesn't... You know what I should do first before I do anything else, though? I need to kind of put this on the launch pad and make sure that those work. So, let's take the Nebula Mark 1 onto the launch pad. Also, in terms of crew, I don't want to bring everybody. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back, save it. Can I get to... Yeah. I'm going to go buy a new guy. Why does it cost me 80,000? He's the only pilot. He's the only one. Well, Herfel Kerman, you're the only man stupid enough for this mission. It's fine. We'll send Herfel up in the command pod. And Bob will probably rot in the processing lab forever. But that's okay. I think if I can get that into orbit around the moon, that will fulfill all the requirements that it wants from me. I think. Are you going to stand upright? Because that would be a good start. Yeah, I can. Oh, I see. Like I can just control those and pivot them as I want, and it's just affected by electric charge. So extend those, just to test that everything works. But everything seems to be in working order. These don't clip into anything and break. I mean, I guess it's a little bit of a problem maybe that these extend out really close to the docking ports, but I also don't want to just go make them any wider. The RCS, yeah, obviously isn't going to be able to. Oh, we might be able to make it fall over. Nope, just rotate. Oh, actually, maybe. Go on, fall over. That all seems to be in working order. Okay, well it doesn't like that, so let's go back to assembly, and then we'll build the rest of the rocket. But I think that actually, you know what I didn't see? I forgot to pay attention to the mission text. Yeah, that's fine. So build a new state. It's got antenna, a docking port, generate power. It can support 5 Kerbals. It has a view in Cupola, and now it just needs to be around the moon. And that will work quite nicely because then I can send a lander out and use this to refuel. Because there's a lot of science I can still get from the moon. Right, now I just need the bottom of the rocket to be big enough and bad enough. And I think I don't need to use a system of 3 like this, in all honesty. So I won't. Do I not have the nerves yet? Oh, I thought I had the nerves. Oh, I do. Oh, if I use the nerve though, I don't need that. It doesn't need that. But it is insanely efficient in space. Although its thrust isn't great. Where's the poodle? Yeah, its thrust is... well, I think based on... where is... this is already a 30-ton rocket. The poodle is probably my best bet. Right, so... next thing I can do... ICBMs, they are... that stands for Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, doesn't it? I mean, like... there's nothing stopping you doing that. Also, I mean, I mean, you use the term playing it properly. You possibly use that A, loosely, and B, wrongly. But... I mean, this looks like it should be functional. Now it just needs to be in the dark place. So, I need a fucking... oh, and it will. Oh, it will. Oh, I can do it. Oh, we can put a fairing around the whole bloody thing. No, I want to finish this. No, stop. I want to get rid of you. Please stop. How do I... good. Well, I mean, in theory, I'll have other ships come to dock with it to, like, make use of its fuel reserves. And, like, if I end up using it, like, really well, I might end up building, like, an extra fuel tank to come and sit on this one over here. And, like, it'll be an asymmetrical monster, but it kind of already is, so. I want to be able to decouple that. And then that engine fires. And that's the last engine on the ship. But that shouldn't be a problem. And it doesn't have parachutes, but that's okay because it's not coming back. Then I want a fairing. And this is going to be a big boy. Why are you going... okay, that's fine. It doesn't even slightly look like a butt plug this time. Boom. I love fairings. Now I just need to get that into space. How are we going to do that? We are going to use explosions. That engine is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I'm in the wrong bit. I need fuel tanks. Where is my boy Rockamax? No, it's alt-click. I would like to think 3 of those will be sufficient. I may need to asparagus stage this. Also, it's so much wider than I thought it would be at the top. This might not actually work the way I want. I mean, like, if I take those off, I basically don't need I don't need the fairing as such, because the rest of it, well, I mean, that kind of is in a shit place, so I guess I do, but no, you don't understand. I want to stick you to the fairing. I can't do that, I guess. I guess we're going to have to do just a big old healthy dose of believing. So, where's my mainsail? Good. And then, that's got... That on its own, currently, I think is not enough to put it in orbit. I'm also not convinced that this engine up here has enough delta V to get from orbit to the moon. But we'll worry about that in the future, when it's off the ground. Decouplers. We are going to need... I mean, yeah, I guess if it's going to default to 8... If it's going to default to 8, I might as well use 8. Well, what I was thinking is, if this doesn't work, I will probably do like a really basic asparagus staging set of mainsails, where I only have 2 tanks on the middle one, but then I've probably got like 4 more on the outside that feed into it and each other. Because I know that's really efficient and it's not that complicated to do. But I'll try with that first. Then, I mean, that in theory... Actually, wait, hold on. Because I don't for 1 minute believe this is going to be a stable piece of shit at all, I can't even really put fins on it. Where's a tail fin? There. I can kind of... No, I can't. That might... Actually, I'll be honest. I can already tell looking at that. What that will do is it will just spin uncontrollably. So let's not do that. Let's just hope that it doesn't need stability. And then we'll just attach all those to that. Attach all those to each other. Attach all those to the main body. This thing terrifies me. Right, now before I fuck everything up, let's save it while it's down here. And then we're going to just... Can I get any higher than this? I can't, can I? I can, however, go all the way up there, please. Because the further off the ground we are, the closer we are to space. That's my logic. So, it doesn't immediately fall over under its own weight. That's a good sign. However, then we turn the engines on. Okay, we have liftoff. We might not do the inefficient But I don't, actually, let's just turn a bit. Okay, that's alarming to me. Let's turn a little bit now. Oh, I can tell I've already made a mistake. Actually, I don't know. I'll be honest, this actually turns really well. It must be because I actually bothered to put, like, stability stuff on it. Because the payload is important. Like, it is turning a little bit, but I think it's just because it's so unwieldy. More than anything else. Give me my maneuver stuff. Right, let's ditch these and see if we lose half the rocket. No. And we're still gaining speed. That's really promising. So far, so... You know... Hold on. Right, so it was going really well. I'll concede that. It was going fantastic. But I forgot to put something on it that I forgot to put on every single fucking rocket that I've launched so far. And now I need you to come back down. Every single rocket so far I have launched without lights. But not this one. Not this one. Well, I mean, they sort of are, but it looks pretty now. I mean, technically it also doesn't have parachutes, but I mean, ideally it'll never need them. So, is that open inside? No, it was just mousing over. Let's also just, for completion's sake... give it a full set of ladder. At least all the way down. Because this costs 100 each time. I suppose there is that, yeah. And then those docking ports are in the way. So what I'm going to do is you go on the back of the ship now. Because I can put you further apart, actually. If I do that. You go there and you go there. And that's just for like little drones and stuff. Oh, what have I done? There we go. And I mean, statistically, the chance of me ever walking a Kerbal down this is basically 0. But I damn well built it, so it's there. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Now, have I forgot anything else? I've got lights on it. I think I will also put lights on these. Because, like, that's the docking port bit. I might also, because I can, and I'm going mad at this point with just putting random shit on everything. I just can put those on there. Because they're also going to be extended out into space. And then, just in case... just in case I somehow forget to enable the things, I have those. But I should be okay. Although, I don't really like that those are there next to the little drone port, so... I guess... I can't put them any further. Actually, I can't use the big ones then. That's not a problem. can't use that either. Because the little ones, if they get broken, who cares, basically? Oh, please just line up properly. Actually, I don't even really want you to line up. I just want there to be a more or less even gap. Close enough. Right, now the rocket works. So now I just need to actually launch it and stick to it this time. If you demanded me build something absolutely ludicrous, but within the possible realm of me actually being able to make it, I'd consider it. Oh, we start all the way down here this time. We'll see how this goes. Can we just have a moment of silence, by the way, for these Kerbals that will never be returning to the planet Kerbin ever again, probably? I will say, somehow, it's staying, it's literally pinpoint on 0 degrees this time. And I haven't done anything different. I mean, I'm going to start poking the hornet's nest now and tipping it over, but that's not the point. And ditch those. This should have enough fuel. Alright, so my apoapsis is way too high. Oh, that inline stabilizer thing that I've chucked on there is incredible. Can I turn the lights on and will it? I guess there's a... I like how you can just see the light beams on the inside. As soon as it's out of the atmosphere, I'll just jettison the fairing. And then we can observe it in all its horrendous glory. Hooray! We did it! Where are... Well, I need to... Everything is so small and fiddly. I might as well fully deploy everything while I'm here. Oh, hold on. Right, things I've not thought through. This radiator panel that goes straight through these solar panels. Let's just crank those bad boys back in. But I suppose if the docking port isn't being used, I can still extend them, so it's okay. Right, and I don't like that you're immediately hot. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It would be better than the whole thing immediately setting on fire. Right. I need to start burning for orbit. Look at this completely graceful beast. Somewhere in here is an antenna I can extend. Or did we lose... Oh, there it is. Also, I was just thinking, this has cost me like quite a bit of money. But I think the actual contract itself rewards more than the cost of the entire rocket. So it's not too bad. Oh, it's nice that the fuel tanks drain evenly. This just about has enough fuel to get into orbit, I think. I'm going to wait till we get closer to apoapsis. So this stage under here, fucking better have enough fuel. Oh fuck. Oh, I wasn't paying attention, I went too far. It's probably still okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep. It just barely had enough. Might as well just burn that last bit of fuel, because fuck it. Then jettison that. And now the rest of the ship is free. Right, that's now technically permanent space debris. But I won't be having that. Why are you constantly wanting to turn? Oh, I thought it was trying to be on like a really wonky angle. And I mean, maybe it is because of the cupola actually, but I think it's just that was pointing towards Kerbin. So, where's the moon at? Oh, he's coming up in a minute actually. It's like we planned this. There's that rocky boy. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to assume that 2,100 meters a second of delta V is probably sufficient. Oh, I forgot about this fucking thing. Did I leave anything at Minmus? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's got plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel. Well, this engine is not very powerful. But I mean, I guess like that's not what it's for. I mean, actually, we've used like a quarter of the fuel just doing this. Dubiousness rising. I really want to put in an equatorial orbit, so okay, well, I actually wanted like 60, but 50 will do. 50 will do. And then it's got enough fuel that it's probably fine. Where does that... Can you extend? No. I guess realistically, that one should have been the one on the back. But whatever. I've committed to my wonkiest shit. design, I guess. Right. You there, you need to go. Hey, Moon. Oh, I have left something just in orbit. I don't know what. Oh, that's at a really low altitude, though, so. Where are we? So after we leave this, if I was to let it orbit, I'd leave the moon, I'd orbit Kerbin, and then re-enter the moon. And then after that, I'd probably be flung off into deep space. So let's not do that. Also, this orbit's going to need fixing. So I'll just capture myself first. Yeah, well, I'll capture myself first, adjust... Where's the moon? There's the moon. Capture first, adjust orbit. Then put it into a... the orbit parameters that I want. Right, flawless. And... technically, I would have completed the contract if I just sit here for a sec, but... but we're doing this properly. Oh, what's that blinking at me for? Oh. Oh, I didn't even realise I got stuff from this. I wonder what my current speed record is. I'll find out later. Right, I need to get this to flip. So I think I need to do that there. And I just want you to go other way. That looks about flat round the equator. Nah, it's still going up. Still going up. Oh, I think that's because of where I'm doing the burn though. Like I can flatten it certainly, but yeah, I can flatten it, but actually, no, it's still wonky. I'm gonna have to do more than one. I think that gets it centered properly, and then I've just got to lower the other one, which I'll have to have a think about how I'm going to do that. But at least this will be quick. Shit. Let's point at the node. Oh, I'm still 3 minutes away. I thought I was closer than that. And let's do it now. Right, that one's done. Don't need this anymore. But it's not quite right yet. Yeah, because that's flat. Actually, I can just use this satellite as my, oh, why didn't I just do that? Shit. Set that as target. I can fix it here. Although, like, I was thinking I needed to do it probably on the edges, but this makes life a lot easier. I'm so glad I've got that there now. Okay, so that's going the wrong way. That was too much. That's probably as close. That's about as close as I'm going to get, I think. And then that'll be completely flat around the equator. And I'm still pointing straight at the maneuver node, so I don't need... Oh, of course, yeah, because I'm adjusting my orbit in the same way, I think. So I actually don't need to... That's what I'm looking for. I don't need to adjust which way I'm turning before I burn. And then... How close are we now? Certainly no, 0.1. That looks pretty much spot on. Pretty much spot on. Thank you, Midnight Probe Mark 1. You have now served your purpose. And now I just need to put you into a decent orbit, where you'll actually be potentially useful. Right, well this is a lovely little space station, but I'm probably never going to use it again, unfortunately, after this, but whatever. I might force myself to use it. I hope I'm not putting myself on a wonky angle doing this. Doesn't look like it. Although... Oh. Right, so I think the orbit I've aligned myself with is also a bit wonky. Yeah, it is. Right, so that's a problem. But I can fix that. I can fix that. Probably should have looked before I did that. You win some, you lose some. Right, let's get my apoapsis down. Well, the thing is, like, I guess because of... Fuck. I guess it doesn't matter that it's 30, but I'm going to need to push that back up to 50. For me to flip... Is it here I need to do it? Yeah. Again, though, it requires very little delta V. So that's... I think that's it there. Because I'm using the actual moon's orbit line as a point of reference. I'm willing to bet that that's okay. Then I just need to put the periapsis and apoapsis where I want them. And this hideous beast is in orbit and done. And it's got fuel to give to something else if I decide to ever bring anything over here. Which I was thinking I could like build a thing. But I've pretty much already decided that whatever it would be that I would build would be too big, probably, to attach to this. Like, I don't even know what I'd use this for. Let's just burn there. Close enough. Now I just need to fix my apoapsis and periapsis. So I need to slow down very slightly there, speed up a little bit there. I think I've got enough fuel on this as well that, I mean, it's a shit idea, but I could fly it home to Kerbin. It'd disintegrate in the atmosphere, but I mean, I could. Why do you spin? Oh, I guess because of the... Oh well. Doesn't really matter. 2, 1. What's that? Oh! I'm really close to my first lunar landing flag. Nice. Really slowly, gently. Right, that's to 50, so that's fine. Now I just need to go to the other side and speed up. Hello, Daunting Zebra. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? I'm going to overshoot this. Oh, no. Nope. It was like we planned this. Like we planned it. Just really gently. Get this to match. And then I'll wait till I get there and do it again. Oh, if you don't need to dock, it's not too bad then. If you put you can just put yourself in a lower orbit pretty much and just wait till you catch up. I used to be really practiced at it, but I haven't played this for a really long time, so I've only done a rendezvous once. But I'm sure it's something like you put yourself in like a 20-kilometer lower orbit, and then you wait until you're 50 kilometers out or 100 kilometers out, and then you just accelerate, and it will. When you get to the other side of your orbit, you're like really close. Where is it you need to rendezvous? Is it just in Kerbal or? Oh, gone too far, and I've not got enough time. Yeah, Kerbal orbit. Well, I'm pretty much done with this mission, so I can show you the booster stage that I'm using if that'll help. That is as close to circular as I'm probably ever going to get. And now, just in case I fuck anything up, let's turn that engine off. And space station is done. Wonderful. I'll go claim my delicious money now. And then, sorry Herfel and Bob, you probably drift in space forever now around the moon. It's been a pleasure knowing you. And now I need to design something similar to these satellites around Minmus. But like the satellites will be so small they can probably adjust their own trajectories very easily. I'm not sure if I actually made money. Okay, so they want me to do... I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. I mean, I guess... Basically, what I could do there is take the space station that I just built, except this time put it around Minmus instead. You know, actually, that is a fucking cracking idea. That is a cracking idea. Yeah. Right, so the launcher that I'm using at the minute, and it with the payload on top, which I think was like 32 tons, maybe. Hang on, easy way to find out. The payload on top is where's the 34.5 tons. It like literally barely gets it into orbit, so it's just 3 of the big Rockomax 64 fuel tanks, 1 mainsail, and then 8 kickbacks, and that just chucks it straight into low Kerbal orbit. And then the rest of the top bit is irrelevant for this basically, but I think because I'm going to Minmus, I am going to do that dumbest shit thing I was going to do with the nuclear engines. That depends. Generally speaking, if it's a manned craft, you've got more control over the vessel. If you're using a probe, you've got to make sure that you've got like an SAS module and that sort of thing on it, or you won't have the same degree of control over it. Before I put any crew on this, because I'm sending people to space forever, I wanted a new pilot. I don't want to leave... I mean, I guess I could just leave Jeb around Minmus waiting to do other stuff. But we'll buy... Who's the stupidest scientist? Dudley Kerman. Welcome aboard. Right, because if I take these off, because they're not useful... I said I want to... Oh, I'm not in build mode, that's why. Take these off. Here... Oh, actually, no. No, I know what I can do. Oh, that's true. Yeah, the radio signals is potentially a problem as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this as it is. Completely the same. Oh, but I was thinking, I'm going to change this part of the ship. Okay. I'm going to put these here. Which is a bit odd, I guess. I'm hoping that those don't clip, so... Okay, that's definitely far enough away from the service bay now that it should be okay. Because I'm going to build... That might be in the way. I guess I'll put the radiators down here this time. I think it's only inside of the Kerbal Space Center. I could be wrong on that though. I'm not 100% positive. I'm going to build the two probes attached to this. So that they're already on the ship, docked, when we pull off. And then I haven't got to worry about putting them on anywhere else. This, I guess, is the Nebula Mark II. Or, I guess, really, it's more like the 1-2. Or it's not really a combination of anything. It's the 1-B, because it's an alternative. So, I'm going to need Clampetron docking port on there. Then I'm going to need... I've got to be careful because it's so goddamn close to the thing. I don't want to make it too long either. We will need a probe. Not that. Probe core, probe core. One probe core. Okay. Then we are going to need fuel tank. Not a big one. So, I mean, I could use that, but that's excessive and far too large. Too big. Too big. Probably about the right size. I mean, it looks wonky as shit on there. Well, I want one that's thinner, ideally, actually. But I'm not sure there is one. Yeah, I guess the 400 it is. Then for engine, it's only going to need like a tiny engine, to be honest. Like, I don't know what the mass on these things is going to be, but it's not going to be a lot. So like a Terrier, that's probably fine. In fact, that's probably all it will need. And then it just needs like a battery bank, a battery ring, which I guess could go on top, but it's going to look really dumb. I mean, it's going to look pretty dumb anyway, but that should be there. Then command and control, and really those are that big. Oh, this is the small one. Reaction control system, then the probe core, then the thing to get the satellite into the right orbit, and then it just needs some solar panels and an antenna. So we'll give it this antenna, because that looks nice. And solar panels, we'll give it... I mean, we might as well give it pretty solar panels. Let's use that one there. Is that centered or is it off? That's off center. That's centered. That there, and one on the back. I think that's okay. And then it doesn't have RCS, although it could technically like redock, but it won't ever. I mean, actually that looks fucking dumb as shit, but it's functional, so it'll do. It will do. I mean, maybe I'll put a light on it. Now that I've actually remembered that lights exist. Are you in utility? Yeah. I mean, I kind of just want to have it shine lights at itself. What I'm planning to do, and I'll test to see whether or not it works here. So, this bit here is a robotic hinge. So, once it takes off and it's out of the atmosphere, I get rid of the fairing, and then the hinge puts them out like that. Then once they're out in space, I just undock it and just let it do whatever. And try and put them in the right orbit. But that has to stay all the way in to start off. And then I might need to adjust that fairing now. Oh, I definitely need to do some... I was going to change this here as well. So yeah, the fairing probably has to be changed. I think the robotic hinge is part of the most recent one, yeah, Breaking Ground. There are mods that do the same thing though, because I used to use them for a really, really long time. I want to use... So, it's further to Minmus, and I don't think it really necessarily is going to need this. But to be on the safe side, and this might make it a really hideously unstable beast, but I'll risk it first. Where's structural? Nope, that's robotics. I'm going to use the Rockamax adapter and the nerve. Yeah, and then some of this is going to have to go. So if I clip that there to start with, yeah, that's going to need to be changed. That comes off. That comes off. That needs to be a regular thing. Where's the decoupler? TD12. Yeah, TD12. Then I'm going to need for structure another Rockamax adapter. If nothing else, I know I can strut this together, actually, thinking about it, so this isn't completely stupid. Although, actually, that it won't be necessary there. So that's not the bit that's going to be a problem. Great big fairing. Right. Then, that goes there. And hopefully it's not just too wobbly. It shouldn't be, I don't think. To be on the safe side, let's put 8 struts on that. Oh, you're on console. Which console are you playing it on? Like I knew it was out on console, but I've always been playing on PC. Right, let's get you as close to space as we possibly can to start off. Let's save it first in case I fuck up and have to pull this back down. Be free. Is it easy to play on console? Right, I don't think I've forgotten anything. Except another crew member. Actually, I'm having second thoughts. We're going to send Valentina off to go orbit Minmus. I'm tempted to send Bill up as... Actually, maybe I'll just hire an engineer. Although they're getting expensive. Let's hire Alson Kerman. Actually, no. The really brave one that's not stupid. Mito Kerman. You can go chill up here too in space. Okay, right. Second time's the charm. Technically, this is the third time, actually. Because the moon version of the mission worked perfect. So, in theory, we should be golden again. Although it might not actually make it to space this time, because it's a little bit heavier. We'll see. This might be the one where I actually need to do asparagus staging instead. We'll see. Because if it only just misses orbit, it's not a big problem. It's a problem if you need to be in different groups, yeah. It's a problem if it misses orbit by a lot, because the nuclear engine is going to really struggle to actually get into orbit properly, because it's very, very weak. It's just incredibly good at travelling through space. Right, so this is nowhere near as stable. But I mean, if the orbit's a little bit wonky, it's not a huge deal. As long as it's in orbit. Right, let's bin those. Nice, I fucked up. Yeah, I can imagine that being a bit fiddly. Right, let's try that again. This time without wiggling my engine into debris. Why is... Where's the light? Oh, the light must be from the mainsail. We'll see how close we get this time. At least it seems more stable this time. I think it must be like... Because this bit in here is now like a thin attachment rather than the same thickness all the way through. But I mean, it's holding really well this time. Sort of. Give me my orbit details. Yeah, please stop spinning. I might have fucked up. Please clear the debris. Shit. Okay. So how am I going to fix that? Maybe if I wiggle it away from... Like, because it goes up still on an angle. Maybe if I wiggle it so... We'll try it again. It should work. Like, the previous version was fine. I like how the delta V for the second stage technically just increases as I continue to burn fuel. this time around, I'll just try going straight up. Because if I could clear it that way... No, that's really inefficient. I shouldn't. Maybe like a really slight incline. Yeah, it's not stable the minute I try and tip it. Yeah, can you stop spinning? What did I lose? I don't think I lost anything. Right, this is going to be on a really janky angle, but might be alright. I wonder why this one is so shitty and hard to control. It's like really responsive to like controls though. It must just be like the wonkiness of the inside, I guess. Can I keep accelerating by just pointing flat and lower my periapsis? No. Oh, I've got no... Right, now I'm struggling trying to turn it without... Is it turning? Yeah, really slowly. Yeah, I think it must be just that it's so heavy. Ah, you think this is going to struggle to circularize? To the point where I can kind of already tell I'm going to need some fuel from the next stage. But it shouldn't be a completely ridiculous amount. Okay, and that's keeping my apoapsis at about 150k. So I'll just keep doing this for now. Did it blow up instantly on the launch pad, or did it let you get away with that? Oh, I'm dropping my apoapsis too much now. I haven't really experimented too much with like clipping parts into things. I did it a little bit inside the service bays on some of my other rockets, but nothing in this one. I wonder where the debris is that from the other rocket. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. Ditch that. You're supposed to be in separate stages. Oh, I've just realised I'm an absolute tool. That oxidizer's useless, it's just driving the weight up. Well, it might be okay with it. Oh, I see that the wobbly arms aren't happy. I forgot to strut those on. I feel like most of my stability issues have come from that. However, this engine is so efficient. Like, I mean, I might live through... There we go. Now we're in orbit. That's why the camera hadn't changed. Not a stable one yet, but... Oh, it's using the fuel from those. Bad. How do I... But I want a fuel transfer. Fuck! Ah, there we go. I want to just flush that, but I don't think I can. Disable crossfeed. Disable crossfeed. And now... Oh, okay, it's fine. I'm already in orbit. Already in orbit. I don't know the, like, the exact delta V you need to get into orbit off the top of my head, but 3 of those big X-64 tanks and a mainsail underneath, and then 8 of the the kickback boosters will almost certainly do it for you. So Minmus is... I've missed my opportunity, so that's fine. I need to adjust my orbit anyway. That'll do, probably. So that's 235 meters a second of delta V to get lined up. And then I've just got to hope that I've got enough fuel left to actually get to Minmus and stop there. This engine should be able to do it. It's efficient enough, I think. It'd be easier if I'd remember to take the oxidizer out. The only thing I can say for orbit is, generally speaking, like, safe orbital velocity is about... If you're in a really low orbit, like 80k, it's about 2,200, 2,250. So aim for that. So if like, you're going like 1,500 out of the atmosphere towards apoapsis, and your fuel reserves, you've got like 1,000 meters a second of delta V left, that should be able to get you to orbit. Oh, it's going to be a really long burn as well because of how weak this engine is. Let's just burn now. Aren't you a powerful boy? So I do kind of want to deploy the stuff. I mean, I guess I can deploy these, actually. Because I know the nuclear engines get hot. Oh, that's not too bad then. I guess I could, like, probably expand those. Because of the way they keep waving around, I kind of want to just deploy those. But I'll wait for now. Can't see Minmus anymore. Yeah, this is going to take ages. I mean, I don't want to use the fuel from the satellites, but if I really have to, I've got them as reserves. And then I'll just have to build something else that comes and does the mission properly. Like, I'm trying to do 3 contracts at once with this. And that's probably not... Oh, there's Minmus. Probably not wise. I mean, I'm not sure if this is right. Nah, actually, it looks right. Yeah, it looks right. It's probably close enough that we'll get an encounter. Oh fuck, I forgot about the woobly. It's a good job that those radiators are just out of range. So let's just wobble this fucking thing to point in the right direction. I should have nailed them down. I mean, I guess if all else fails, I've got monopropellant. All that oxidizer is useless, though. And I've had a nuclear engine push a bigger thing than this all the way to another planet. So it should be okay, right? I'm not so confident in this one. Can I just... Wow, it don't like that, does it? Oh, this was a mistake. We'll see if it shakes itself apart. I mean, if nothing else, we're testing the fact that the docking ports work. For like 5.5 tons, honestly, probably not very much. Like the booster stage I was describing to you would be massively overkill for that, because my this thing weighs like 55 tons, I think it was, or 35. So probably like you could use a mainsail and like 1, maybe 2 X-64 tanks, but that's going to be a massive thing on the bottom. But like the mainsail's one of the better engines just for taking off with. And then you might not even need solid fuel. Well, isn't everything pretty and deployed? Now I need to wait for Minmus. Where are you, Minmus? You are, as the great prophets once wrote, half the world away. Oh, I see. I'm trying to remember what engines I was using before I got the mainsail. I used the skipper until I got the mainsail, and until I got the skipper, I used, I want to say so, the FLV 425. I think it was that. Okay, I've still got a ways to go before I'll come up on Minmus. I really feel like I'm not centered properly for this. I can see it through. Either that's Minmus through the planet, or it's a blip. No, it's a blip on the ground. Yeah, if the swivel is the 2451, I think that's what I was using, just for the stability it gave on the way up. At least now I've extended these arms, they don't wobble around quite so much. I also don't think I'm on the right... I don't think I'm on the right angle for this, you know. I don't think I'm lined up properly with Minmus. No, I'm not. I'm not, but I might be able to get close enough. Hey, Lakis. Nice to see ya. There's Minmus. No. Was that Minmus? Yeah, that's Minmus. Which engines have you got, then? If you let me know exactly which engines you've got, I'll give you the best advice I can. I'm pretty sure... Like, I'm just going to mute my mic a second. I think the T45 is the one I'm thinking of. Also, I think this engine is so slow that it's not going to get there in time. Like, I think I need to go back, like, that, I should have just used the poodle again. Like, it's taking so long to accelerate that I don't think it can do it. Like, it absolutely has the fuel for it, but... The way I would test it first is I'd put, like... 2 or 3 of the biggest fuel tanks you got underneath the probe. Then stick 1 swivel. And then I'd just use solid fuel boosters and see how close you get. Almost all the rockets I've built so far have been just like 1 single main booster, even when I was using the smaller parts and just using solid fuel just to help them get up. I haven't like built one with multiple main like liquid fuel engines yet. Yes, it's so fucking slow. Should have set a maneuver node and tried that. Should have tried that. I mean, if I run out of fuel, these 2 useless satellites can just fucking stay on this. They'll just be pretty in fuel reserves. And then I can fly like something else over here and dock it to refuel them. One way or another, I'll do this goddamn Minmus satellite mission. This was a terrible choice, though. It hasn't even got to 1 million yet. Cheers for the follow. What does have fuel? It's true, the space station around the moon does have fuel. I suppose I could just send that to Minmus. But like, I kind of like the idea of having like little space bases around each thing. So like, I'd rather have independent ones. Oh, I suppose. But the issue is, like, it's taking me so long to accelerate out here. And then... I would try with 2 first. See how you get on. If it nearly gets you there, and you think you can without needing extra liquid fuel, try 4. I gave VIPs to people that turn up a lot. Because without you guys, I wouldn't be an affiliate. You aren't a VIP because, no joke, you can't be a mod and a VIP at the same time. Right, so I think I'm now setting my fuel tank on fire. I can't believe you've done this, nuclear engine. Or it's actually the radiators that are currently going to explode. Either way, it's not necessarily looking so good for the Duke boys. What if I just... will you cool down now? Let's see if I continue. I still haven't even got anywhere near. Yeah, I think this is going to be a revert to VAB and go again. This was not a good choice. Well, I mean, it might have been actually if I hadn't got all that fucking oxidizer weighing it down, but... Where's Minmus at now? It's all the way over fucking there. By the time I even get out to its orbit, I'm going to be nowhere near it, probably. Yeah, and I'm still like 1.4 degrees off its orbit. I mean... Kinda can. Does that make you feel better? I need to strut those together. Okay, so we got to 2 million. We're getting somewhere. Not fast, but we're getting somewhere. Yeah, I was basically. Okay, it got really hot again really fast. Nope. And it's not like... Oh, we'll keep going for now. It's not the most unlikely thing in the world that I might still encounter it. I actually don't know if there's laser mods. I feel like that's the sort of thing that someone probably would have already modded in, though. I have kind of built Space Superman. I guess I can just watch the Apple Apps there. Even if I've got like 100 meters a second of delta V left when I get to Minmus, that will be okay. It really will. I mean, if I get to Minmus at this point. Because I don't think it's going to do it. Oh, shit. I hate it when it does that. I think now I've gone here as well. I've just committed that this is just the way it's going to be now. What's that? Oh, they want me to build a thing. That is debris from the original. Goodbye. So let's try again. Can I still... No. No, 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 I can't anymore. I can't revert. I mean, I can go back to orbit around Kerbal, I guess, at best. But this is stuck in space now. For better or for worse. Shit. It's getting there slowly, though. Like, it's taken a really long time, but... to the point where... No, I'll keep going. Thank you for stopping by, Wowsies. Hopefully I'll catch you again later. I might tune in for Warframe in a bit just to see what it's like. Am I... Oh, okay. We're getting there. Okay, so I'll crash into the moon if I'm not careful. I think this is going to work. Just barely. Right, I now need to maneuver node. Right, this is janky as hell, but... Can I get my periapsis down from here? I mean, actually, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I do it. And I've got 99 meters a second of delta V on board for this stage. But not including the 400 in the satellites that I really wanted to use as satellites, but probably will end up being used for... what do you call it? Used just to help this. Because as long as this gets into orbit around Minmus, fuck the other bit of the mission. I shouldn't have tried to do 3 things at once. Like I'm some sort of big boy. Oh shit. Fuck. Went too fast. Missed completely. I just want to see you go wonky. It's all I need. Oh, did it flap about in the atmosphere? Hold. Wait, hold on. Do I have the encounter and I just haven't noticed? Yes, I do. That will do. 1.1 million kilometers above Minmus, with 25 meters a second of delta V to spare. Not even close. And now a quick save because I'm committing to this. What a janky as shit orbit this thing is going to be on. This is going to be impossible for anyone to ever rendezvous with the damn thing. How? So we enter at 1 day, 1 hour 3. We leave at 10 day. Okay, so we are in orbit of it for a little while. Oh, it's because of the... Yeah, it's basically, if my orbit was lined up better, I think it would have been okay. Because I think I'm just coming into thingy of it as I pass under. Because of how shit a job I did. Oh yeah, there's my other things. Oh no, those are the orbits that it wants me to put them in. Well, I'll be honest, mate, from down here, good fucking luck. Although, I mean, stranger things have happened. Where are you, little minty bastard? Yes, there you are. Is 25 meters a second of delta V enough to fix this? These are the questions that science can and will answer. It looks like the answer is going to be no. It is no. Can my good friend RCS come to the rescue? Slowly but surely, yes. God, I wonder what the orbital velocity is all the way out here. What I'm going to do to double check is, let me just do that there. Add maneuver. No. No. Add maneuver. No, it is the... What is... Okay, so it was neither of those, it was the green one. I want to go this way. Ah, there we go, look. I can do it, but it's going to take a while. Yeah, it's going to take a good while. So I could, in theory, make my life a lot easier and just get the fuel out of the nuclear engine. Or put the fuel in the nuclear engine and use that. But I'm pretty sure if I put this in orbit, I still might be able to get these two satellites to this. It's not impossible. However, I'm not sure I have enough monopropellant to do this. At all, actually. No, based on the meters a second it needs, no I don't. So what I'm going to have to do... Where is it? Oh fuck. Right, if I use the RCS to help... Because honestly, this just being in orbit is far more valid at this point. And I can put all the fuel in one satellite and see how it goes. Hey, Carrie. Yeah, one satellite I might be able to do. The second one I can always just bring up on... That's a janky shit orbit. That might be what I should go for. That one's perfect equatorial. You're very welcome. Now, actually, will I even have enough fuel for one? Actually, yeah, I should do. Should do. Come on, come on. I can see you trying. I can see you trying. Based on this experience with a nuclear engine alone, like... Okay. 956, 1.2. I'm gonna call that... Fuck it, close enough. Because I've done my mission, if nothing else. This janky-ass fucking space station is now in orbit. And I'm now gonna turn it out of Superman pose. Stop using the RCS. Nice one, well done. Are you going to just like launch the same rocket again, just like a little bit later and get them to just catch up in the air? Let's take the fuel from that and put it in this one. And while I'm here, shut that down. Hopefully that made more money than I lost on building the rocket. Yeah, 43. I guess, like, if I need to do anything else. So if I decouple that... Do I have control? I have control. Now, how in the almighty fuck... How much Delta V have I got? $3,525 meters a second. I suspect that might be good enough. So what I'm going to do... Oh, fuck. Right, I'll just quick save there. Because if nothing else, I can probably use the shuttle to redock with this. If I only need, like, half the fuel... I can put fuel in the other thing. We'll see. If I were to go, say... It's a shame I can't set like that orbit as my target. Let's go here. Add a maneuver. I want this to flip over. Not like that. Well, I mean, yes, like that, but... Let's start that again. We'll start her out of Proapsis. I want to go and flip that way, this way. Then I need to slow down, so no. Oh. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. That took barely any fuel at all, look. Barely any fuel at all. We might be on the cards for this, you know. I think the satellites might actually just be small enough that it actually doesn't matter that they've only got a tiny bit of fuel. Or the second one does. Like, how much... I probably shouldn't have done that there. Given that I need to wait 6 days for my node. But, okay. Yep. Bye, Nebula. And all the people on it that are stranded there forever. In an orbit that's basically unreachable by anything. Oh, fuck, what have I done? I've gone too far. It's fine, we'll commit. Why can't I? What's... Why aren't you working? Oh, it's my game, like, crashed. Oh. It's because I was still in time warp. Oh, that's really good then. That's really good. Let's point that there and... Right, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. Not perfect at all, but it's getting there. Then I want to go probably here. And start trying to flip it some more. Yeah, there we go. That's the way I need to flip it. And that'll be not really close enough yet. God, getting this to an equatorial orbit is going to be a pain in the ass. I wish I got something orbiting it that I could use as a point of reference. Instead of just guessing. I mean, I guess if I do that, I might have to just do it like this in stages. That should be okay. Especially with how like little fuel this consumes. Like, honestly, I think I can do both, even with the tiny fraction of fuel in the other one. Okay, well I overshot again because time warp hates me. But that's fine. Right, so now we're almost right. Can I flip from here? No, this way? I mean, it's getting there. And then from that edge again, then I flip it down, I think. I think this is working. Like, it's not fast or elegant. And also, this satellite is orbiting the wrong way round. But... oh, I really hope it doesn't matter that it's... oh, no. Shit. Oh, they needed materials bays. I am wasting my fucking time. And I overshot again. Whatever, it's fine. I'm going to put it in orbit just so I've got something easy to latch onto. I'll get it equatorial and just use that. What is that? Oh, the thing that I need to do. This would be a lot easier if you had RCS. But it doesn't. So now if I get all the way out here and maneuver here, I can tip it again. And it's still not perfect. But it is closer. I think. And then once I get around to that side, I then lift. I rotate. Yeah, once it's there, I then rotate again. This is a pain in the ass. Just straight up, this is a pain in the ass. All I want is an equatorial orbit. That's all I want. And I can't even fucking line it up with this. It's like it's close. Maybe if I do that, then get to periapsis and start fucking about there. Right, I overshot again, but only by a little bit this time. So, let's point that there. And because I only overshot by a little bit, it hasn't fucked me up too much. Right, that's fine. Now I need to wait for the second one. Which is in a day, 5 hours. It's really throwing me, by the way, that I'm going the wrong way round. What if I just did it from here? Right. The issue is it's closer. I'm getting there really slowly. There was probably a way I could have done this where it would have only taken like 2 burns, maybe 3. But I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I really struggle with getting the angles right for adjusting orbits. I just struggle with it a lot. But it's gone from this preposterous fucking piece of shit to almost being equatorial. Almost. It's just this bit's got to be raised up. Cool, thank you for stopping by, Daunting Zebra. Let me know if you managed to get your rendezvous going at some point. But it sounds like you're on the right lines. If I do... So I can... No. I need to, like... Will it work if I do it here? If I flip here, does it do what I want? Actually, yes. Kinda, sorta. It's still not perfect. Still not perfect. And it doesn't quite match up with the red lines on this guy yet. But... if I have that lined up there like that, then it's just a quick little flip once I get back to the main part of the orbit. And then I've just got to put the apoapsis and the periapsis together. Although, no, I don't need to do that at all. I'm just going to put in a low equatorial orbit. And then actually also get it to orbit the right fucking way. Shit, I missed. That's fine. Missed again. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. That's, of course it's going wonky now. Oh, it's because I fucked it up, isn't it? Right, let's delete that. Did I have 2? No. Oh, I think I proper balls that up. God, it's so close. I hate this. Not gonna lie, this pink one I think is throwing me off as well. Let's go and try from here, right? Because I just want to flip. Okay, that's probably not what I want. No. No. I think just need to... Well, I mean, does it still... Yeah, it still dips off there. But only a little. Maybe I should just bring it into... Just bring it into an equatorial orbit. Like, it's not... Actually, no, look. It's really not far off now, look. It's really not far off at all. I mean, it looks pretty far off from that angle, but... Once it matches on one plane... Add a maneuver there, please. Again, I'm actually not sure if that's having any effect, really. Yeah, I don't think that's where I need to be doing it. Just the ones out on the sides to try and... Come on. The ones out on the sides to try and tip it into the right. So that won't be quite right, but it's nearly. Right, this time with the beer lock I won't instantly overshoot. Can I turn? Good. (2010). Get ready to stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nearly. So if I try from Perry again, because that should just let me tilt it ever so I wish I could make it more obvious to see what I'm doing. There. That might be it. Not quite. Although I can't quite get it completely flat on it yet. But it won't be far off. Right, so let's quick save. Skip to that. I overshot, but it's probably okay. That's really close now, by all accounts. Now this bit's got to get tipped up. And I think the way I do that is by... Well, I mean, I'm going to blind myself with the sun if I do that, so let's not do it from that angle. It would be like... Like that. And then I think it's actually... It's in the right orbital plane. So although I won't... what's the word I'm looking for? Although I won't put this in the right actual orbit, after all that, when I actually come back here with satellites that are actually properly equipped for it, because I read the damn fucking mission objective first before launching, it'll be really, really easy for me to just sync up with the way this is built, or the way this is planed. And then the other one, the purple one, that can fuck off. I'm not putting something preemptively in that position. Yeah, there we go. What a horrendous ball ache. Right, however now... Because I'm going the wrong way round, and I've got all this fuel, I'm going to fix my orbit. So I'm going to stop dead and then re-accelerate out to orbit. And actually go the right way around the planet instead. Because that was literally all the fuel it took to do that. Because fucking hell, trying to do anything around Minmus. I could land this probe on Minmus for a laugh. I literally could just land. Right, so what I'll do now... Okay, it's still not perfect, but... At this point, will it ever be? Where does it... No, not the probe. Christ. I want to do that there. Right, so it's possible that my life would have been a lot easier had I just done the maneuvers where those overlap, but I guess knowing is half the battle. I'm sure that will make my life a lot easier next time. What is that? Oh, that's the moon off in the distance. And done. Now if that isn't synced up perfectly, I don't know what is. Nor do I think I can ever. So, let's go and get pointing the right way. We're currently going towards periapsis, which is the low point, right? No, we're going towards apoapsis. I will say this is possibly slightly too controllable. Small downside. Right, I need you to slow down a tiny bit. Ideally without going off angle. It looks like I'm going off angle. Okay, now I've got it back on angle. Honestly, I think 120 above will do. 120 above. And then slow down. Doing this was absolutely horrific and I never want to do it ever again. Quite frankly. Never a goddamn again do I want to put a satellite from polar into equatorial. then just to keep things smooth and consistent, just do that there. And bleed off the other 80 meters. Or 80,000 meters, whatever it is. So, now I feel really stupid that I didn't think to check, you know, whether or not I built the fucking things properly. Because this has got... I used no fuel doing that. I used 15 units of fuel. I could probably fly that to another planet. I'm pretty sure I could fly that to Juna. Maybe even back. With that much fuel. But, whatever. Right, I have a plan for this one. So, you are going to be stranded in this awful orbit. I'm sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. Sorry, Valentina. Then I'm going to disengage that. This ridiculous thing. I'm going to wait till you get to that. I'm just going to put this in like the biggest orbit I can. Just cuz, basically. I need to turn the engine on, don't I? Okay, so I very quickly hit too big. 2.166. Okay. Yeah, actually getting here took more fuel than I thought it would. But, like, doing anything at all now that I'm here requires goddamn nothing, basically. Two 2.141, 2.166, 166, 162. Good enough. That's basically the furthest I can be away from Minmus and still stay inside its sphere of influence. So I have this big stupid satellite that does nothing here. Then the poor maroon space station and its god-awful orbit. And then that one, which I can use to get things into orbit around for the red and purple ones a lot easier. And then let's turn your engine back off. What a waste of time that was. But at least I got some money. I guess. I mean, I think I gained like $6,000 total. So the thing with these is if these aren't really far away, that's not too bad. Equatorial orbit. Okay. I could do it. It's not worth much money though. Can't believe I didn't read the goddamn thing. Yeah. Is it possible, actually, let me tracking station. If those things it wants me to survey, is it these over here? Where it's... Right. Because that's only over there, I can maybe do that with a decent plane. Because I did have a plane fly all the way up here, right? There is nowhere near as far. So, I guess then, it is time for that final frontier that I really struggle with. The just flying a fucking plane. Because I struggle with that a lot. We need a new plane. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Upgrade the runway, because my current runway is shit. Did I upgrade the spaceplane hangar? Yes. So, the previous plane, the Caracal, I'm going to load that, have a look, and see what was good with it first. This was the Caracal, and that was okay. That was okay. Then there was the Caracal 2. Why have you got way more? That's apparently the Caracal 2. I'm pretty sure that didn't work very well. Oh, this is the Caracal 3. This is the one that nearly made it to the North Pole. Nearly. And then we have the absolute failure that was the Super Caracal. So, I think I have new plane bits, you know. Well, I've got the Mark II bit instead, so we're going to use this fucking big boy instead. Then, fuel tanks. Oh, we do have all the Mark II bits. So let's go. Looks nice. Mark II bicoupler. Put that there. Then we need... What is the best plane engine I've got? 107. 120. Ah, it's a Mach 0. So it's between the J33 Wheelsy and this thing, the Panther. I mean, I'm going to assume... I would assume the Panther came after it in the tech tree. Stationary thrust 85. Oh, I guess that's good. It's got the after... So, its basic stuff is less powerful. But if it's in afterburner mode, it's way stronger. But also burns fuel at a way worse thingy. So, we'll use the Wheelsy turbojet fan, I guess. Well, this already looks dumb as shit. That has so much fuel that it does not need. I don't think it needs to be quite that big. Let's bin 2 of those. Center of thrust, no. Center of lift, center of mass. Okay, so that needs to be fixed. But that is doable. So, before I go any further, we need some fucking wheels on this bad boy. Oh, those are weird to use on that. Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. I don't like it, but I think that's the way it has to be. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I can rotate them. Good shout. Good shout. I always forget that. But the thing is, right, actually, the way they are at the minute, yeah, I do need to. So if I take that off, put it in 2, and put it like there, and then go into rotate mode, click U. That's more what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'll think about that once I put the wings on. Well, I mean, now it's just flawless. It's like there. Okay. No. I mean, actually, I could probably move those back even further at this point. Yeah. Okay. Next thing I need is wings. How much lift? 1. What's the most lift I can get on a wing? .13 on that. 2.26 on that. Two on those. Right, it's going to be these bad boys. I possibly don't need wings that large. Right, the centre of mass needs to come up. I don't think it needs wings this big, but I'm going to stick with it. Right, tail fin next. Yeah, I actually need to bring the centre of lift down. Not quite there. I mean, I'll try it. I think I might have gone overboard. And then the other thing I need to do... Why does your plane upset me? This looks like a perfectly good plane. What kind of animal is a caracal? If someone can tell me real quick. Because then I'll use that to inform the name of this plane. I don't want to put any more fins on it just yet. I want to make sure it's... Oh, I need elevons, actually. They don't like attaching to this. You mean like here? So like... If I do say that... Okay, we'll try that. And then the things on here that are really important and need to be on are my 5 for the thermometers. Of which I will have 8 because that's symmetry. Wheels on wings too. I guess I can... Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Let me just finish doing this first. So... I don't think you need that. No, it's fine. It was a good suggestion. Because I wouldn't have done it and then my plane would have fell apart. Basically. Let's have one set of solar panels. That'll probably fall off. Oh, and then you know what I don't have? Air intakes. So, what if we just... Yeah? Yeah? So there is no way I can evenly space these because I've got no way of doing it. So I also don't think it's going to need 4. Oh, do I have the scoop intakes? So I do. So I do. So I don't need to cover my plane in girder struts. These things are large. Do we think 4 is enough? Actually, I know these have. Well, I mean, maybe, but I like to be prepared. Do you know what type of animal a caracal is? I feel like that's the name I should give to this thing. Another animal name. Actually, where's my phone? Because I could just do that thing. It's a wildcat. I thought so. Well, I mean, I didn't think so, but I mean, it makes sense. So this one, I guess, will be called the Panther Mark 1. Because not only is that a big cat, it is also the name of my favourite tank from World of Tanks. Please be able to take off. Well, I mean, we're off to a good start. But it accelerates. Okay, that's not a good sign. I mean, it's okay. I mean, that was a perfect takeoff if ever there was one. Is it upsetting because it works? I am, however. I'm going to revert it because the chance of me landing that thing properly is not very high. So to make sure that it can come home... Could you just go on top? That'll do. 2 there. 2 there. 2 there. I wonder why it bounced around all over the place, though. Like, I feel like it shouldn't have. I can't click my action group thing because I've got a Steam pop-up. There we go. Is my... Yeah, I think that's still okay. Yeah, maybe it is the back wheels. What I'm going to do this time is I'm not going to full throttle. I'm going to do it gently and see if it can just go down the runway. Because the thing is, like, it tips already, like, and it really shouldn't. It's like it favours this wheel. To the point where I'm debating. Shit. Well, guess who missed? No, I need to go in the bin. There we go. See, actually, I don't know about these wheels. I'm pretty sure they'll be useless. I'll try just with those wheels. See how we get on. Yeah, it might. If the butt drags, then I'll just lower the front wheel. Okay. So my butt doesn't quite drag. It's not ideal though. I'm also not sure how I feel about being so low to the ground, but... it's probably about right. Move it up to be part of the nose cone, because that's aerodynamically sound. Does the plane still cause you immense sadness to look at? Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? That's more like it. Dude, this thing flies super good. Like, fuck me. I cannot believe a plane I have designed works. Holy shit. And I've just got to fly over a bunch of places and that's it. It's not terribly maneuverable. Is the one, like, downside I've got for it at the minute. Like, the Caracal was legit good at just turning. This one doesn't quite so good. Maybe at some point I should go land on the island airfield. I've actually never properly done it. I've flown a plane over there lots of times and I always crash when I try and land on them. Never managed it. Oh, that is a valid point. I have to keep that in mind. That seems to be about as fast as we can do. Oh, I don't need to land. I just need to take stuff in flight. But like, this plane cruises really well. Now all it needs is solid rocket boosters to jettison it into the sky as fast as possible. Like, you know when I struggled to, oh, the landing pads. Ah. You know when I was struggling to drive around the fucking ice cap with that shitty rover that was made out of a plane? This plane would have made that trip. Hands down. It would have made the trip landed, drove around for a bit, and then just flown home like, nah, fuck it. Although the confidence in my ability to land the damn thing is showing. Especially with some of these parachutes and their jaunty fucking angles. In fact, every single one of these parachutes is on a wacky as shit angle. It shouldn't matter though. Oh, that's alright then. And in theory, although the wheels are like sort of, well, that one's right at the front, and these ones aren't quite as far back as I'd like, because the wingspan is so wide. The wheelbase is really wide. I mean, it shouldn't tip over when it lands. Like, if it touches down and the engine smash off the back, that'll suck. But I'd rather the engine smash off the back than Jeb's brain go through the windshield. What I'm going to do now, though, is I'm feeling brave, so let's use time acceleration. You can see the curvature of the Earth. Or curving, I guess. Alright, so times 4 speed wants me to nosedive, so that's cool. This is not going to be a very time-consuming mission, but it's not very exciting either. Probably going to take like 25 minutes, maybe? I'm actually going to angle it down again. Yeah, if I try and steer it to point it up while I'm in time warp mode, it just doesn't fucking like it. But it doesn't matter too much. If you've got a screenshot of it, link it and I'll check it out in a little bit. But this might be the last plane that I build. Unless I really, really decide I want to build a space plane. But I've never, ever made a space plane work. Never, ever. So maybe I guess that could be something I do as like a challenge when I start to get like near the end. Although I mean, like, today I've achieved currently 0 science. I've built 2 space stations. One of which that is good, one of which that is dreadful. Well, I mean, they're both fine. One of which is in a sensible orbit, one of which is not. So there's that. It's just... Actually, I'm really high up this time, so... If I just bump it right on the line. And that. What, these ones? Well, I mean, if it starts to go Pete Tong with okay, well, I mean, they will overheat eventually then, probably. But it'll take a while. And if they are going to overheat and I'm going to have to crash, I've got the parachutes. So I'm not too concerned. Hey Enki, thank you for the cheer. I'm not sure what I'll do with those 10 bits, but I appreciate them nonetheless. It's not up yet, but I made an emote. like a temporary one. So as soon as it's like, it's currently pending, as soon as it's done, I'll let you know. Because I think it probably most exemplifies my entire stream. Also, I think that now qualifies you. I think you are now technically the stream sugar daddy. For better or for worse. Do you like my plane, by the way? Nice. Nice. Do you like the plane? It really, really upsets Sefgara. Does it upset you? I don't think it's very upsetting at all. I thought this was a perfectly fine, valid and lovely plane. I'm glad you agree. How much fucking further do I need to go? Okay, well I can't even see land yet, so... Although I can see the edge of this bit of ocean texture, so I can't be that far off. Let's quick save, in case I crash. I wonder if there's any cool stuff hidden under the sea now. Like, I don't think... I've never built anything that can go under the sea properly. But I wonder if they've hidden anything under there. Probably not. So I've got to get there, then swing round there, and then fly home. And we're going... Oh, there's land. Land ho. Although I suspect that's... I reckon that's that mountain ridge. Yeah, that's the bit of land I'm going for. Just that mountain was so fucking big it came over the horizon first. Right, let's try and adjust course. We're currently... Oh shit, okay. Okay, calm down, calm down. I guess after this I'll design the satellites that I need to actually work properly. Oh, I bet I can build a really stupid system actually, using the tricoupler thing. Because I can just build like a janky as shit pod that'll fly them over there, and then they'll have so much delta V on them that they won't need... Yeah, that's great idea, Dan. Great idea. I know you're thinking out loud, but spot on. You're on the money with this one. Because I can build 3. I don't know what I'll do with the third one. Actually, the third one I'll leave in space and see if I can fly it out to Juna. Or I'll just fly it into deep space and see how far it gets. We'll send some data back from the sun. I don't think I've ever been to this bit of Kerbin. On purpose, anyway. It's very nice. Thank you for cheering me all the way to 100. You got a different badge though now. Now it's purple instead of grey. '69 cheer was very good though. So I said this mission would take 25 minutes and I think I lied. Number 1 indeed. As the late great Stephen Carr would have said, you are number 1. Right, I think if I just gun it... I don't get why as soon as well, I mean, I guess it's Kerbal's wonky physics. The minute I turn physics warp on, it just banks left. Just instantly. Right, I've entered the site. Let's use this one. Log the temperature. Right, that's one done. Nice. So now we will go for this one. Although I have to be really careful when I turn, so that I don't immediately choke my engines and they die. Because then I am kill. Apart from its turning circle, like, this plane is alright. Astonishingly. Like, given how much trouble I had with the first plane, this is really smooth. I'll show you the first plane when I get back, because marks 1 to 3 of the initial plane are okay. They function. The turbo variant that I built of it does not. But I wonder if now I could build a turbo plane and it would probably work. Now that I've got bigger parts. Possibly requires testing. So I need to make sure I don't run out of fuel as well. If I do run out of fuel, the plane's got emergency chutes, so it can probably touch down in the sea and be okay. It would just be nicer if I could fly it all the way back to Kerbin. Or rather, back to the Space Center. It'd be weird if the plane flew away from Kerbin without any rocket engines or anything to try that with. Right, with a bit of luck, I won't need to course correct again. I am going to need to course correct again. Right there, that's number 2. Okay, so I am getting it. Oh, nice, it's tracking the next one for me automatically. I should have bound an action group, so I could hotkey my way through the thermometers instead of having to do it manually each time. I really need to take a seismometer over to the moon as well. Can you just turn? Come on. This is not a graceful plane. Like, the way I have to get it to turn is to just violently lurch. But it works, I guess. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Right. It's time warp again. Right, we're in the zone. Another one. Oh, nice! You get, for each zone you get independent science. Okay, so I don't think I'll get enough science from this to actually. That's what I'm looking for. I won't be able to afford a new upgrade, but it won't be far off. Oh, I've just realised something cheeky I could do, which I might do like as a really quick thing after this. If I just build a rocket with the only intent for the rocket is to leave Kerbin's sphere of influence, get science data from the sun, and then just return to Kerbin as a screaming fireball, that would probably get me enough to get one more upgrade. And that also wouldn't take very long either. And I think by the time I hoover up these last... Actually, let's just pull up first. By the time I hoover up these last two science zones, I might just be pushing half my fuel. So that's not bad. Yeah, I'll take some surface samples of the sun. Honestly, if I could, I would. I remember, I haven't done it for a really long time now, and I only ever did it with unmanned drones, trying to find what the closest point of approach to the sun was that you could actually go to safely. But I would assume now that, like, there's a certain distance above where the surface, in inverted commas, is, where the actual, like, invisible wall surface of it is, so the second you touch it, you just explode. But I assume now that it would overheat your ship before you get anywhere near that point these days. Yeah, just a ship that's made of heat shields and nothing else. I'm going to do my best to visit every planet in this career mode. Because I've been to Eve, I've never left Eve, like if I've landed on it, because it's just awful trying to get off it, and I don't think I'm good enough to build a rocket that can. But at the very least, I'll visit its moon and I'll leave a probe there and a rover. I've been to Juna. I've been able to get a plane off of Juna, or like a rocket off Juna, but it's... I could probably do it much easier now that I can like see Delta V's, so that'll be okay. I've been to Juna's moon. I've been to Jewel. I've landed on Val, I think. I've landed on Lathe, but I can't get off Lathe. Never landed on the other ones. Good night, Sefgara. Thank you for stopping by. I'll let you know on Discord how it goes. Assume that nobody died in a fireball. It's a relatively safe bet. I should be getting close to the next zone now. Yeah, there we go. Science number 4. I like that these are all draining evenly. It's so nice, rather than like the rear one first. Yeah, you do indeed. Are you nervous? If so, don't be. Yeah, I'll catch you in a little while. Last one, and then I just need to go back there. I wonder, right? I'm not going to test it now, but I was thinking I could land at the island runway using the parachutes as an emergency stopgap, and then repack all the chutes. If when I get out of the cockpit, I'm on the roof. But I don't know. I mean, actually, hold on. One way to check. Where do I get out? Yep, on the roof. Okay. Well, sorry, Jeff. Please, let's fix that. I suppose I could go land at the island runway. I mean, I guess, like, I could have rolled with that. Because I could have just turned Bill's parachute on, or Jeff's parachute on, and he would have been fine. But then Bill would have to fly the plane, and he's not a pilot. Laters Bazuru, thank you for stopping by. Take care. How far away am I? Not far. Right, there we go. John Bull's discovery. Log temperature. And done. Right, now I need to go there. Let's do a wacky ass turn. See how quickly it kills the plane. Actually, like, its turning circle is so slow that it's fine. Yeah, its turning circle is so wide because of the wingspan that it doesn't actually matter. Well, isn't that reassuring? Right, I like to live dangerously, so I'm gonna just... Whoa, hold on. I'm gonna just get you on the level, and then while that's flying, I'm gonna just nip to the loo. And if it crashes into the sea, that will be my fault. So actually, that's a quick save. I'm delighted to see that my grand plan has worked and that my plane has not crashed itself in my absence. And it's gotten me like, I don't know, a fucking minute closer. So, hippity hoppity, let's time warp. I mean, we are veering off course really slowly, but it's going to take a while for it to get there. Oldie sold, you minx. Thank you. I don't have an emote yet, but you will soon. I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Actually, to be honest... No, actually, yeah. I do need to lower my altitude, but not yet. How are you doing? Have you recovered yet from all the awful memes I put on Discord for you? I guess not necessarily awful memes, but awful videos. Well, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. Right, we're starting to go up again now. We only scratched the surface of truly terrible videos. Let's gun it again. Actually, if I let it drift me down to like 1,000, maybe 2,000. Although I don't like that it keeps veering me off course. And there doesn't really seem to be anything I can do about that. The physics just makes it go left. And it just does. Right, we're going up again now, so... Oh, I absolutely called you a minx when you subbed. I tried to do it in the Taliesin voice as best as I could for you as well. I'll clip it for you after and then send it to you as a highlight. How far away are we? Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just aim too far to the right. Because modern problems require modern solutions. So if I just aim here, eventually the physics will make me bank onto the right path. Just by accident. So this fixes a lot of my problem. God, it's so fucking far away. I didn't realise this plane journey was going to take so damn long. If I'd been flying this at normal speed, it would have taken me nearly a solid hour. And now I've risen all the way up to 5,000 fucking metres. But we're still on target for now, so I guess I'll just let it fucking drift up. Why did you sub to this? That's a very good question. How many more miles? Too many, some might say. Oh fuck. Oh no, okay, this is okay. To be fair, heckle away, it's fine. That was originally my siren call, wasn't it? Just come fucking heckle me. Hey Haiti, thank you very much for the sub. I'll let you know as soon as the emote's done pending. It's literally the most thematic emote possible for the stream. How are you doing? It is really fuel efficient, this thing, isn't it, actually? Like, I'm genuinely surprised that it works. Like, if I hadn't, like, flown and then flown down there and then flown back, if I'd gone in a straight line, I could probably have made it most of the way around the planet. Actually, maybe not. I could probably made it halfway around the planet. It would have just taken a really long time. That is not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. I've asked a good friend if they can, I've commissioned a good friend to, like, do one for me, based on the character in my avatar. But, I'm out of, like, when I unlock more, I might, like, try and outsource and get different ones from different people. Share the love a little bit. But I genuinely don't know what I'll do for my emotes just yet. Like the one I've commissioned is like a hello one, and then I don't know what I'll do after that. Oh, not a bad vibe. A hipster shit one would be pretty good. Can I? Well, actually, let's quick save again before I crash. Nope, it's going to bank me into the wrong direction. So, let's turn... Whoa, shit! Okay, well, we've recovered that. It's a good job that this plane is really graceful. And that its pilot is so skilled. How dangerously are we going to live here? How close are you going to go, Jeb? I think he's going to call my bluff and actually just crash. Oh, maybe not. Jebediah Kerman, you coward. 693 meters, is that the best you can do? I guess I'll wait for him to get a little bit of height before I do anything else. Although I'm like way off course now. Well, I mean, it says I'm way off course, but it really looks like I'm going in a straight line at it. I quite like that orc emote. I've not seen that one before. What if am that kind of orc? Okay, now we're way too high again. I really feel like it's like this is on target for the airfield. And that's a lie. So, you know what? Fuck it. We'll wing it. We're doing it live. Although, I'll be honest, I'm not optimistic of my ability to actually land on this runway, but we'll see. Also, if I land on it, I'm not that optimistic on my ability to get back off of it. Though I guess actually I can just use the recovered vessel thing, it's not a huge deal. Okay, that's mountains. That's the landmass there-ish, I think. So I'm close to home now. About fucking time, Jesus Christ. I know it's right. I am off course. Oh. Well, don't I feel like an absolute imbecile now who should have listened. Oh fuck, I shouldn't have been doing this in time warp. Today I learned a valuable lesson about actually paying attention to my instruments. Yeah, there's the Kerbal Space Center. That's the island airfield. I need to wait for it to finish spinning so I can actually see which way my orbit's pointing, but I think that's it. This is going to be a pain in the ass. I've never landed on this airfield successfully. But if I do, I will have at least accomplished something this stream. Apart from one space station which is usable, one which will never be useful, and 2 pointless satellites. And then maybe next stream I'll fly to Juna. Or probably not. Next stream I'll probably actually land on the moon. Although the next Kerbal stream won't be for a while. Like, I'll be streaming tomorrow and Friday with my normal schedule for Fell Seal. Saturday and Sunday will be my normal schedule for Retro Weekends. But next Wednesday I won't be doing this stream because I'll be going on the train down to Cardiff to see Nomad, because the day after on Thursday we're both going to Norway for 2 weeks. So I'll be going dark for a bit, unfortunately. Am I now just going to fly straight past the damn thing? Yep, I'm not careful. Right, so we're going to reduce throttle. Because the plane can probably drift, I think. Where? It's got to be that island. Yeah, there. I can see it. It's there. Come on, you graceful fucking piece of shit. Such an elegant pile of goddamn steel. I mean, to be fair, it glides really well. And I've just got to work out what angle that runway is on. And also exactly how high up it is. Because the Kerbal runway, I think, like, It's either 50, 60 or 70 meters above sea level. But I don't know if this one's the same. I also can't... I can't tell exactly where it is. Well, I mean, at least I'm cruising pretty slowly. Let's pick up a bit of speed just to get closer to the floor. Because that'll bleed off. I really hope I quick saved before I did this. Do it again just in case. Jeb's my only good pilot now that Valentina's stranded around Minmus. Although, I mean, technically, at any time, she can get out of her space station and just land on Minmus under her own power. And then get back in, and then get into Minmus's orbit on a not terrible orbit. And then just rendezvous with the ship to rescue her. Maybe I'll do that. Right, unfortunately, I can't see shit. I think that's the runway, but I'm not sure. This thing glides so well, and it's running on barely any engine power. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. And then we have to take off and go somewhere else again after, but we're nearly there. Like, I picked this because I thought, oh, it'll give me an opportunity to build a new plane and try it out, because the first one was shit, and this plane is okay. And I was like, I'll see how much better I do at the plane this time. And it's fine. It's just that I forgot that it takes approximately 12 years. The buildings are there, so I am sort of lined up for it, but I need to adjust my angle. You stop that or I'll turn this plane around. And by God, you don't want that. Yeah, there's a runway. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't help that I'm now travelling like at a fifth of the speed the plane was going normally, but it's just to make sure I can touch down, because I know this runway is a lot shorter. And it's also made out of shit terrain. Let's cut the engine. Like, look at this shit. Right, that's a hill that we need to clear. And it's also on a slope. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I broke both engines. I broke both engines. But, right? I landed the plane. Successfully. This is a win in my book. I see this as an absolute win. Let's take a crew report from the island airfield. Okay, thanks, Jeb. Cool. Not quite how I wanted you to get out of the plane, but okay. Let's take an EVA report from the... That's from Kerbal Shores. Okay. Go for a quick walk, Jeb. Can you walk up the slope? You can. Can you get back in the plane? No. So, you're going to have to have a quick tootle up here. You can't take more than one EVA report, I don't think, but the island airfield is better than Kerbal Shores. Take a surface sample from the island airfield. And then I'll go collect the plane in a minute. I was going to fly that from here back to the actual runway, but I mean, it's kind of hard to do that when you break both fucking engines like a tit. But I mean, it touched down and it's parked successfully. I didn't realise this slope was going to be quite so steep. Actually, put you in time warp so we can go have a look at what we found. Come on, Jeb. Come on. You can do it. What was that? So... the plane fell over. Okay. Moving on. I wonder what the fuck caused that. Like, I don't even know what broke. Because... Bill is still alive. He's alive just fine. And I can't see anything that broke off of it. Like, the battery pack is still there. The parachutes are still there. All the thermometers are still there. The wings and wheels are still there. The fins, the solar panels. I think it just made explosion noises for the sake of making explosion noises. That's just what happened. Alrighty then. Oh, Jeb doesn't jump very well in physics warp. Can he jump when he's... No. Okay, it's not that it's not the physics warp fucks him up. It's that if he jumps while sprinting, he falls over. No worries, Lakis. No worries at all. Thank you for being here. Sleep well, and I'll catch you tomorrow. What's in here? Is it empty? No. Yes. That's the word I was looking for. What about this hangar? Do you have any secrets? What are you? These look suspiciously like really old parts from the game. Which I guess is a nice little Easter egg. Can I go up the command tower? Oh, this looks... I wonder if this was that command tower that was really close to the launch pad in the early builds. That rockets would constantly clip into and explode. I can press F to climb. Okay, well, I mean, it's quicker if I just sprint. Right. Come on, Jeb. Come on. I really hope there's a hole in the top. How high above? Okay. 200 meters above. Yeah, the Benny Hill music would be pretty fucking good here, wouldn't it? I don't think I can jump out of this. But I mean, neat. There's a control tower up here and it's useless and derelict. So, hear me out. I'm going to quick save. Come on. You can do this, Jeb. You can do this. You can clear this tiny gap. You know, actually... Oh, hang on. Whee! I have always wanted to use the Kerbal chute. And now I have. Nice. I consider that a success. Let's recover Jebediah. I probably didn't get anything of worth for that. I got some science from the EVA reports. And then Jeb. And let's recover that. Okay, so I got some science. Oh, a lot of the temperature scans just didn't count in the end. It said that it was giving me new science, but didn't. That's a shame. In the end, I think I actually lost money for that mission. Only a tiny bit, though. But I finished it. And that's what matters. Finish the mission. So the next thing I need to do, really... That'll do next time I go to Minmus properly. These 2 satellites. Because I really want to start dicking around going to other planets. But you end up fast traveling for such a long time that... Although these say that like I've got 12 years to finish the mission, I might actually run out of time. And I tried to do this earlier, and I know how easy it is now. I faffed around for ages putting a pointless satellite in orbit because I forgot that it didn't have a materials bay. And this one needs a materials bay and a thermometer of all fucking things. So I'm going to have to redo those. But actually building them is not a problem. Is there anything else that it wants me to test? Oh, that's... Go to Juna and then take seismic readings on another planet's moon. Okay. Collect 50% of the surface deployed. Oh, so... Go to the moon... Use the mystery goo and do it in half the biomes. Oh, hold on. Right, this is interesting to me. Expand my thingy. So, currently supports 7 Kerbals. And they want me to... Night Enki, thank you for dropping by. They want me to make it so it can have 15 Kerbals, add an extra research lab, an extra viewing cupola. Okay, so basically if I took 2 hitchhiker storage containers and a research lab and an extra cupola, I could just bolt that onto the side of the current station and they consider that fine. And I could get a lot of money for doing it actually, and science, and it would not cost me 400,000 money pounds to do that. Yeah. I'll take that. I'm not going to build it now. What am I going to get from R&D next? So I got the Nerve, which is really good for interplanetary, but wasn't great for me here. That's the really big fuel tanks. Because I actually have some... No. Yeah, I have some of those engines now, so... That's an airlock, the quad thing, a big girder, and the modular docking. This is a really big nose cone and fairing, structural panels and stuff. So I could, if I knew what I was doing better, I could build cool things with that. That's more plain stuff. More plain stuff. Big wheels and a really big heat shield. That's big rover wheels. Maybe I should build like a mobile base. Like, I think I could do that. I could build like a big rover wheel base to go drive around the moon with. It would be really slow for me to drive it around between biomes, but it would be neat to build. So I'll think about that. Scanning tech. I haven't used any of this. That's a science experiment. So that's something worth thinking about. That's just bigger probe stuff. And that's a really big radiator. That's a really big solar panel. Okay. Is that because it's the one that you charge? Oh no. It converts fuel into electric charge, which is not something I'm going to need. Yeah, we're there yet now. I take it you missed the part where I landed the plane and blew off both the engines. And then while walking the pilot to go have a look at the airfield, the plane exploded and flipped over. It wasn't very long ago, though. Like, maybe 10 minutes back max back in the stream for when I finish it, so it's just a VOD for you to go check out. I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. Like, I think I'm torn. I think I want the field science, because I want to build a mobile base for the moon. Then, after that, probably these absolutely fucking massive fuel tanks. Are these in the 550 tier? Yeah. So I could get some of the really big engines, but not the best ones yet. And then I'll start working my way down fun stuff. But I'll worry about that later. How much to... I guess I could upgrade the buildings. That I don't need to do yet. I mean, I could upgrade that because it's really cheap. I feel like I should upgrade the admin building at some point as well, just so I've done it. That's fully upgraded. That's fully upgraded. Spaceplane hangar isn't. I guess I'll keep holding my money for now. Until I'm happier with it. But I think for next time, if I go back to contracts, I can have a look at what I'm doing. I need to build 2 satellites. Which I can just adapt the one that I already built. And put on the parts that the game actually wants me to have on it. And as soon as I get those to Minmus, I'm sorted. It's an absolute doddle. Then I need to build a really big, actually, module to plug into my space station. And then I get a load of science from the moon, and then maybe think about going to another planet. But that's where I'm going to leave it for today, I think. Because... why is it quick save 4? What if... oh, I guess it's just... well, let's do the Wizard Space program. I guess it will, like... overwrite that, yeah. I guess it will just load into whatever else is next at some point. Either way, I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been my pleasure. I am going to go and raid a good friend of mine. You might have seen them in chat before. Like, definitely today, but they've been in chat and around quite a bit. Akari. They're starting streaming today, and they're starting off with System Shock 2. So, I'm going to, as soon as Streamlabs is done being a weird program that's now hiding everywhere, I'll go give them a raid, and we can go say hello. And it might not be like your cup of tea to go watch what they're doing, but I would really genuinely like it if you stuck around to say hello for a bit and see what they're up to, because it'll be a really, really nice boost for them to start off with. So, if I get that going. And if that's not your bag, fair enough. I'll be streaming tomorrow for Fell Seal. Maybe I'll finish it tomorrow. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll finish that on Friday. And I'll be doing retro weekends as normal, playing some more Dragon Force 2. Yeah, good night, oldie soul. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. And hopefully I'll catch you at some point in the near future. Peace out.